Hey guys, and welcome to another Corona Chronicles with Tia of Tia Takes the World. This week, I'm just kind of going off of the fly. Last week, I missed an episode because it was a long week. A lot was going on. The coronavirus is just wreaking havoc everywhere. But I wanted to check in this week just to let you guys know that I'm okay. I'm happy that you guys are missing these chronicles, and I'll make sure that I keep on updating you so that we can get through this thing together. So last week was a little different for me because I experienced some death very close to me back home in the States, and it just kind of hit me like I can't go home right now. Like it's not gonna happen. Not because I don't want to, but because it literally just cannot happen. There are no direct flights leaving the UAE right now that are going to the States. And even if I did get a flight that had a layover, I have to make sure that the US is accepting flights from that country. So it's been a lot. I think that my major breakdown happened last week when I realized that, I've always had the luxury of going home whenever I wanted to, and now I don't have that luxury. I can't do it. I'm very fearful for my family because in the States, I just feel like there are not enough preventative measures being taken to flatten the curve. And it's scary. My mom is in the healthcare field and she actually works at a testing site. So that just kind of has my heart like on speed every day because anything can happen to her. And if something did happen to her, how would I get home? What would I do? So I'm just... my nerves all over the place, I won't lie. I think one of the main things that I have been struggling with this week is just kind of dealing with being optimistic. Like, it's in my nature to always be positive and always have a positive outlook on things, but I had to realize this week it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to say that you're stressed or that you don't have easy feelings about this thing. And I think that society makes us think that we have to be tough all the time and that we have to always be ready for a fight and that we always have to be strong. And you can still be strong and say that you're hurt or say that you're scared or say that you have anxiety. It's okay. Like, you have to let those things out. And this week I am here to say I'm stressed and I have anxiety and I'm not okay this week. I'm just not. Now, while I do believe in owning your feelings and saying when you're not okay and saying that, you're stressed or have anxiety, I also think that it's good if you have an outlet and you find a way to deal with those things. You should always deal with it. Don't just say that you're anxious or scared or nervous and not have a way to deal with it. My outlet is always creating, like getting into developing content and creating it and editing it. Like, that's my thing. That gives me seeing a finished product and just working on things. That is my stress reliever. I know some people meditate, some people pray, which I also do, some people go for a run. Mine is creating. That's how I feel best about letting my stressors go. And you have to find out what's best for you. So I think this week I just want to challenge you guys to dig into those feelings and deal with them. Find the best way for you to de-stress as long as it's not bringing any harm to yourself or anybody else. Find a way to just let that energy out in a positive way so that it'll have positive results for you in the long run. I also observed this week that because there is so much downtime and people are in the house, that there's a lot of people jumping down your throat to say, hey, create something new. You should be learning a new skill, doing something to help build your enterprise or your empire or whatever. And yes, you should. That's great. There are so many free courses and things out there and so many resources that you can use right now to help be better at whatever you want to be better at. But remember this, being successful does not mean that you have to spend every waking hour creating, learning a new skill or crafting a new skill. Yes, definitely build yourself up and perfect the crafts that you're trying to do, but you don't have to stress yourself out about it, in my opinion. What's the use of taking 100 courses if you're only going to remember information from 2? Still take your rest. Get rest. Spend time with your family virtually if you have to. get to know yourself, read a book, do something that's productive for yourself, but don't burn yourself out. Before I leave, I definitely want to update you with what's going on in the UAE and my Corona Chronicles here. So Dubai actually is on a 24-hour, 2-week lockdown. So there's no movement in the city whatsoever. Like, everybody's locked in the house. I'm actually surprised that Abu Dhabi isn't on this order, but I'm assuming that it'll come down the pipe pretty soon. So I've already been staying at home. It won't be anything different from me. I do miss outside. I am currently like sitting at the window looking outside like, I miss there. But hopefully all of this will pass sooner than later. We were told that we won't be going back to school this year. We'll be doing all distance learning. So our school year ends in July. So April, May, June, July, 4 more months of distance learning. I know this week was quick and a different Corona Chronicles, but as we continue down this path of the unknown, everything will be moving differently each week. So next week I hope to have all of my interviews done with the different expats that I know around the world, so that you guys can get a perspective from them of how the coronavirus has affected their life, their jobs, their health and well-being. I think it's important for us to just know about everywhere around the world, because we're all dealing with this, and some places are dealing with it different than others. So be on the lookout for that next Friday. As always, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. You can DM me on any of my social media platforms. And as always, until next time, take the world.